of the F word is female. And joining me today, we have Sophie from Girls in Cornwall.
Hey Laura, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming in. It felt like a natural fit, female. I mean, for us as a business, we are predominantly female, as I think everybody kind of knows, not intentionally, but that's how it is. And we started to work with you and your project and your business recently, which is female focused. So please, can you tell us a little bit about Girls in Cornwall and what made you want to start this group?
So Girls in Cornwall started about 2 years ago, just as a way to help women to connect socially, just on a personal basis. So about 18 months into doing that, I had a lot of people that were working on their own ask me to start doing some networking events, and had a little think about it. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, to support local business. So something I really wanted to do. So I was really having a think about the events, and I thought, why don't we just start a whole new strand of Girls in Cornwall? And then Girls in Cornwall Business was born. Just started off one networking event a month. We've now moved to 2, and now looking to do co-working events as well, which is super exciting.
That's amazing. And as someone who's been to the events in the past, that it's a great group of ladies from loads of different backgrounds, different sectors, experiences. And it's a really lovely kind of informal catch up. I mean, I've loved them so far. So that hopefully gives you a little insight into the vibe of the events. But how would you explain it? How would you explain those events for anyone that might be thinking about coming along?
So I think you've started it off really well in saying that it is lots of different women coming along to the events. There's a lot of creatives that come along, artists, jewellers, but we've also got accountants like yourselves, and we've got solicitors. It really is a huge mixed bag. And that's what makes the networking events so special. There's no point going along to networking events where everybody is in the same sector. You need to collaborate with people that aren't in your sector to be able to progress your business forward and learn best practices from different industries. And something that's very unique about Girls in Cornwall Business is that Girls in Cornwall started first to connect for friendship reasons. Yeah. And I think that creates a really lovely underlying supportive network, which I really hope that you've felt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was so nice to speak to people that I hadn't met, and I've been in my business for 10 years. So I've been on the networking scene for quite a while, and to actually walk in a room where I didn't know most of the people in there was actually really refreshing. There was lots of sort of new faces, people to meet, and also people in roles that I just never heard of doing things in their businesses, like really innovative, exciting, small businesses that they'd set up that I didn't even know existed anywhere, let alone like on our doorstep. So yeah, absolutely. It's a really great one. Is there anything that you can share in terms of memorable moments from events so far? Anything that really stands out for you?
So what I really love about the events is how authentic they are, and how I think bringing women together gives you an opportunity to talk in a way that you might not talk if there were men in the room as well. And the thing I'm going to pick is actually when you spoke at the networking event that you sponsored. You provided a talk that I don't even think you expected to give on the day. And it came from a really genuine place about how your career has grown, and also the balance of your personal life and your career, which I think is so refreshing for people to hear. And that authenticity is key. And thanks so much for that moment.
That was okay. Thank you for having me. And it wasn't something I expected. I know you said, come along and you can talk about anything you like, anything about business. And I talk a lot about what we do here at Wyfield around our sort of 4-day week and the team that we have and why it's so unique and special, but never really kind of delved into why and maybe what's driven me to get to that point. So to stand up in front of sort of 40 people, or 40 women who actually a lot of them were sharing the same experiences that I had, and kind of share that. It was it was a bit of an eye-opener. I came out feeling like I'd been in therapy at the end of it, and made some amazing connections and friends from that event. So yeah, it's shown a side of me that I didn't actually know that I could kind of talk about out loud to people. Yeah. So
that's so lovely to hear. It just allows you to connect in a way that you just wouldn't normally do, which is so lovely. And I like to think that everyone goes away from those feeling like me, just feeling really light and really energized, going away with fresh ideas, having spoken to different people.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, it's not the elephant in the room. I'm not a, oh, women only this, women only that. But actually, as you said at the start of this episode, there are certain things that you would or wouldn't share necessarily or feel safe to share in certain environments. And I know as
Mm.
a female business owner, you want to be seen on a level playing field. So
Hmm.
to share something that maybe does shine you in a maybe a more vulnerable light, or something that is a bit more emotive or sensitive, you might not want to share that because you think, well, I don't want that to be the thing that guides anyone's opinion of me,
Hmm.
or if I'm given any sort of special measures because of this. So maybe that's why it's been tucked away for a long time. And I'm hoping that there's lots of other sort of females that come along
Mm.
as part of your group that can feel the same.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people say to me that being able to be open in front of the women in our community has made them feel more empowered to be able to be like that at work as
Yeah.
well. So hopefully the things that we're doing aren't just fostering benefit within the networking events themselves. It's taken that kind of confidence that's built at those events into work life as well.
Yeah, exactly. And breaking down some of those barriers.
Mm.
So, what are the sort of challenges you're hearing from the women that you've connected? What sort of things are they experiencing, either in business or being in business in Cornwall?
So one of the big things is being the wearer of all the hats, really. Um, I think there is so many small businesses in Cornwall or people that are working literally just on their own, and being able to do your day-to-day running, do your HR, your marketing, balancing everything is a huge task, isn't it? So what I'm hoping to do with the events is provide different guest speakers at every event that are going to help with different elements of your business, to try and help people in that way as well.
Yeah, break down some of those tasks into things that feel a little bit more manageable.
Mm.
And when you do start your own business, you are, as you said, the wearer of all the hats. And you might go into it because you're really great at a certain thing, a certain trade or skill or hobby, which has sparked you to start your business. But actually, what comes with that is you inherit then all of these other skills that you suddenly need to learn, because it does take a while to be able to afford to outsource those things,
Mm.
to be able to get somebody in marketing or outsource your accounts, or all of those things that actually aren't natural skills or things that you might want to do, but they're
Mm.
things you have to do in order to get your business going. So I think sharing information so that people can break those tasks down a little bit
Yeah,
definitely is a
totally.
value add.
And also, something that I was talking to somebody about this morning was sharing, kind of sharing your time with other people. So if you know someone that has got a skill that you really need, but perhaps you can't trade money, maybe you trade hours
Mm.
instead. If you need somebody to help you with your marketing and you do copywriting, can you switch 6 hours for 6 hours and things like that?
And I think that truly then shows collaboration and over competition, because
Mm.
quite often in business you see other people in business as competitors. Either they're in the same sector as you, so therefore they're direct competition, or actually just measuring your own success against somebody else. So not that you
Mm.
sort of view them as competition, but you're definitely benchmarking your own success and journey against that of other people. So I think to break down those barriers and say, actually, we're all in this together, and
Yeah.
anything we can do to share
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. I've partnered with tons of people for collaborations, and it's been the best thing that I've ever done. It's so important that we share our platforms to be able to grow bigger, just like you're doing today.
So what's your favourite part about the group?
Oh, my favorite part. You can see in me that that's so obvious. It's seeing people connect over a period of time and watching their businesses progress. So, for the social side, kind of people meeting for the first time, and then I see glimpses of them together on their Instagram story, and then they tell me that they're best friends and they're
Oh.
inseparable, and I absolutely love that. And people collaborating from different businesses to work on projects together. The first ever networking event that I held, the topic was imposter syndrome. Had a fantastic life coach called Laura Ramage lead that. And that inspired someone who's now my friend to start their own business, which was absolutely incredible. So yeah, just seeing people progress and get friendships and kind of lifelong business support is incredible.
And it's really great that you've managed to turn what is kind of a nice thing to do to connect into a
Mhm.
business of your own. So how's your business journey been?
Wiggly.
Okay.
um, so I grew up around business. My parents have their own businesses, and probably watched too much Only Fools and Horses when I was a kid. And I thought, yeah, I'm having my own business when I'm older, and I was so sure of it. And then ended up going to uni to do business management. Still thinking I want to set up a business, and then you're around different people that have different ideas of ways forward, and there was a big push on my course to do a graduate scheme. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll do a graduate scheme. Did a grad scheme with Royal Mail doing operations management, and that was great for me. I ended up after 6 months with the role that I should have got at the end of the 2-year program, and that was off the back of fast tracking my degree as well. So I actually finished uni when I was 19,
Wow.
and then went into my grad role when I just turned 20. Um, but I realised probably wasn't really for me. I stuck it out for 3 years, and then just thought, blow it, I'm going travelling. And then I was really lucky. I was only back for a few weeks, got contacted by Amazon to see if I wanted to be an ops manager for them, which was like 15 minutes from where I live. Perfect. So yeah, it was working for them, and then Girls in Cornwall came about whilst I was there, literally just as a hobby. I had no intention of making it a business. I just really wanted to do something nice to connect people, and then just started getting more and more traction on social media. More and more people started turning up to the events, and I was like, oh hey, this could actually be something. There's nothing like kind of validation from others to show you that what you're doing is is the right path. I remember one time I shared something on socials. We went out for brunch at Slice of Cornwall, and then we got 100 followers overnight from them sharing it. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe this could be a thing. I mean, I think 100 followers now, I don't think too much of it, but like at the time I was like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's huge.
That's really like great story, and great to see how, again, a path that isn't necessarily, although that's what you wanted to do when you started out, it took you, as you said, wiggly path in
Mm.
order to kind of full loop and come back round. Where do you see Girls in Cornwall going? What's your passions for it? Where would you love to see it?
So I want to do more events, and I want to work around kind of what we were saying earlier about when you have your own business, being aware of a lot of hats, providing more support in order to help people with that, such as workshops and other things that I can do to support. Soon going to be starting the Girls in Cornwall discount card. So I've got 70 local businesses signed up to provide discounts for their businesses, which are a huge range of businesses, from business to business services such as like website design to things that will kind of suit the Girls in Cornwall social side, like 10% off at Hubbox. So it's
Amazing.
yeah, so it's a huge range of discounts, and that's all to support local businesses. And I'll be starting a business directory as well. So yeah, just slowly building on all the things that I can do to support the community.
All while kind of having that group of support around yourself as you grow your business as well, the people you can
Yeah,
kind of tap into.
yeah, absolutely.
What's the best piece of advice you've received from somebody in the group?
That is it. I've had so much advice. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to
Or something someone
pick out
said
one
that's
thing.
stuck with you, that's made you think, actually, yeah, that's really true. It's given you that validation that maybe you needed.
I It's not necessarily one thing, but along my journey, I have met a couple of people that have been super influential in what I've been doing. I really believe in working with life coaches. Um, a life coach that I've come across whilst doing Girls in Cornwall, I mentioned her previously, Laura Ramage. She's been an incredible support to me. Um, and I guess kind of what I've taken from working with Laura is the ability to be aware of when I'm looking at something subjectively or objectively.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really easy to doubt yourself, but kind of working with people that help you look at things objectively is so important. Another incredible coach that I've worked with, Nicola Melly, who's also part of our community. Yeah, two incredible standout women that have really kind of shown me my worth um, and made me believe in myself. I think that's the most important thing when you're running your own business, that you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're creating, no matter how hard it gets.
Yeah. And it can feel lonely, can't it? Especially when you're first starting. And if it is, you're the only person in your business, maybe directly, or you're not working alongside somebody day to day. So to have someone kind of big you up or show you what you're doing and help you measure the wins, however small, I think does make a big difference, doesn't it? And I guess that's where the ethos behind Girls in Cornwall really comes into its own for people that maybe don't have that support within their own teams already.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the great connections that are made aren't just business. They're the person that finds another business owner that's got like children of the same age that are like going through the same crap at home, that really just needs someone to talk to about like balancing career and personal life
Yeah.
and things like that. It's not all about propelling your business forward. It's about supporting the person behind the business too.
Yeah, and it's that personal development as well as professional development. So
Mm,
there's no good always kind of learning new things if you don't feel that you've got the confidence or support to be able to kind of implement them.
totally.
So talking about balancing running a business with everything else, how do you do that? How's your tips? How do you find time to make sure you're doing things that are really good for you outside of work as well as trying to grow a business?
It's really challenging. Like I will say that I struggle with that. Um, but things that I find really help me are making sure that I go to the gym on a regular basis. And that might not be to do like a crazy strenuous workout, but I've noticed that I get really bad brain fog if I'm not active enough. So that's huge for me. Um, every day I try to meditate for 15 minutes. Um, just my little calm way to start the day. And I also don't have a phone in my bedroom in the evenings.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah,
discipline.
yeah. Um, yeah, so I've got one of those Lumi alarm clocks to
Mhm.
wake me up with the light in the mornings. And yeah, I don't let myself go on my phone until after I finish my meditation in the morning. Um,
I feel like I
just-
need some of these tips myself.
I mean, I'm in no way perfect. I can definitely be checking my notifications too often, replying to messages too often, but um, if I've got a hard boundary, like I can't have
Yeah,
that, I
yeah.
can't have my phone, that works well for me.
Yeah. It's discipline, isn't it? But also if you know that having that clear boundary, as you said, actually is good for you and it gives you
Mm,
some focus space and that, then it's surely only a good thing.
yeah,
But it's so easy to get dragged, especially the phone one. So easy to get dragged into it, isn't it? Or
yeah,
check that email just before you go to sleep and then it's playing on your mind. And so,
yeah,
okay, so taking some time for yourself in terms of headspace, focus,
yeah,
intention.
definitely, and yeah, not being afraid to put in place strong boundaries with yourself.
Mhm.
Like, if I'm gonna like lose focus in the day, well, at least I'm not gonna lose focus at those times I put the
Not in
boundaries
your
in.
time, in your sleep time.
Yeah. But like you were saying, it makes so much difference to not check that email like
Yeah.
just before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't had a good night's sleep, your next day is not going to be as good as it could be.
Yeah, I love sleep. I'm definitely,
Yeah.
I need a good 8 hours. Otherwise, I'm evil person. Sat at my desk grumpy. So tell me about some upcoming events. What's going on for Girls in Cornwall? What can people get involved in?
So for the networking events, we are going to St. Moritz on Wednesday for a networking event. We're at Sephiro's in Truro for a speed networking event next week. Got some awesome venues lined up for next month too. I'm trying to rotate the locations regularly so I
Mhm.
can get as many people as possible involved in the different events. Got some awesome guest speakers lined up, and as we were saying before, not just to propel your business forward, but also some help for yourself as well. So next month I've got Jessica Vella Templeton coming in, doing some breath work and meditation. So that'll be really lovely.
Sounds like there's lots on the cards and something for everybody as well, hopefully. So
Yeah.
And for anyone who's thinking about getting into networking, I know that it can be quite daunting. I know that walking into a room where you don't know anybody can just be one of the most terrifying experiences. And it is something that does stop people from building their networks and getting out there. What would you sort of say to them, for anyone that might be listening that's thinking, oh, this sounds great and it sounds like sort of events I want to go to, but I just won't know anyone and I won't know sort of how to open up conversation?
Yeah, sure. So I think just knowing the different people that come to the events and knowing that you're welcome, whatever discipline you're in, that's kind of a question that I get asked a lot. And I've got some reels on my Instagram about kind of who comes along. So if that's kind of like something that might be holding you back, that's a great place to start. My DMs and my emails are always open. So if people are feeling a little bit nervous, they want me to introduce them to people at the start of an event, then I can always do that. And also, like, put it in perspective. If you can put yourself in a difficult space for an hour or two, just imagine what could be the other side.
Yeah.
That's what I like to remember when I do something difficult like that.
And it's not even an hour or two, is it? As soon as you walk in, it's probably the first 10 minutes until you
Yeah.
find a couple of people that are smiling and friendly and open up conversation, and then you just relax into it.
Yeah, totally. I think kind of our like USP is being like a really fun networking group. And I hope you agree from coming along. It is super lighthearted, there's no really hard sales pitches. It's a really relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't think there's it's people's just first names, and then you just get around to asking them what they do. And again, guest speakers are talking from a place of sharing information rather than talking about their business and what they do, which again is really lovely. So you don't feel that forced kind of swapping business cards, being spoken to about service and encouraged to kind of buy in. So no, I completely agree. And some of the team here that we have loved coming along to the events as well. So in terms of females and networking, I think you're sort of ticking all the boxes in the business community, and we'll probably do loads of podcasts on being a female business and having lots of females that have started the business and lead the business, and we're kind of on our journey. So it'll be really interesting that hopefully we'll pick this conversation up again. But thank you for coming today. It's been great to speak to you.
Thank you so much.